College football is back this weekend, and once again, we're teaming up with Brent Musburger and his team of Vegas insiders for the upcoming season.
We are looking at the betting outlook for Purdue and the Big Ten. Wes Reynolds with VSiN tells us what he makes of the Boilermakers this year.
Think it's going to be relatively positive. Of course, they've got some momentum coming off last year. And look, we know that Purdue is going to be able to throw the ball. They're always able to throw the ball. You look at what O'Connell did last year, 5 touchdowns in that bowl game against Tennessee. He was under 72% for accuracy. So I think they're going to be able to throw the ball, even, having to replace a lot of the receivers and especially David Bell. But Jeff and Brian Brom, they really do a good job, I think, of developing receivers up there at Purdue. So I think that the passing game is going to be fine. They have some talent in the backfield now. You've observed this a long time up there in Lafayette. So you and I know we've been waiting to see Purdue improve the running game for about 20 years now in West Lafayette. So we'll see if they can do that. They've got 3 returning starters, especially on that left side of the offensive line. But if you look, the schedule early on, putting aside Penn State, and look, that's still a winnable game there in the opener, but they're small home underdogs. They're 3.5-point underdogs as of right now, just looking at the line screen. But they have winnable games, I think, after that. Of course, the Indiana State game. The game at Syracuse is still a road game against a Power 5 opponent, but Purdue, you would think it'd be at least a small favorite in that game. And then just going forward, I think the schedule is, at least early on, relatively manageable, simply because you don't have the Irish on the schedule, Florida Atlantic being that last non-conference game. But Purdue this year, they have a high ceiling, but they are a high variance team, I think, Lon, because they've got about 5 games on that schedule that I think really are true coin flip games when you look at it. You would expect they're going to be an underdog against Penn State, obviously, early on, but there's several coin flip games. I think that Syracuse game could be a coin flip game. I think that game at Minnesota, the game at Maryland, Nebraska coming in, the game against Iowa. They may be a small underdog in that game, but Purdue's had Iowa's number over the last several years, including when they were undefeated last year. So, Purdue's got a higher ceiling. I understand why the expectations are high. Just looking at the season wins, 7.5, I think that's about right. Maybe a small lean to the under. Like Purdue has a look of, I think, like a 7-5 team to me, but they could be not as high as 9-3, I think, if they can win a couple of these coin flip games.
And to get the latest scoop on all the games, head to our website, WLFI.com.